guys, and welcome to today's video. We're here in California. It's exciting to be out here. It's the last round of Formula Drift. Whole team's pumped. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna finish the season out strong. And as I have with the other rounds, picking up engines and random stuff, I've been making the most out of having the rig here in California. 5 minutes from the Airbnb, I managed to score a beautiful, pristine condition PPF A90 Super Hood, already painted red for that chassis that we just picked up, as well as some fenders. And I'm super pumped about this. One of the cool things about having a newer car that we're going to be putting together on the channel is that we can find panels that are already painted the right color. And when I start making content with a thing, I want it to look like a car, and it sucks that the hood and fenders are already parted out of it. But it seems like I've been able to start finding some of the stock panels that are missing. Got all the bikes ready to rip. Colette's got this thing loaded up with a bunch of stuff from her storage unit. Nothing casual, you know, just 2 TVs chilling.
My Microsoft stuff and boosteds. I need to find the charger for that though, so we can rip them around.
I've never ridden those. I feel like I'm probably gonna hurt myself. All right, let's do this. We're out here watching Pro Spec practice. I'm excited to drive this track. It's one of my favorites last year. A lot of people try to scare me away from it. It's actually surprisingly simple. I just like watching Pro Spec because it's cool kind of getting to see everyone moving the track. That way when I go out, I can kind of remember and remind myself of a few of the little tricky areas. For me, last year I struggled with transitions kind of right around the inner area because I get lost in smoke. So I'm gonna really work on that in practice and just try to focus on that area. Layout looks the same as last year. The only thing that's new, you'll notice there's a wall here that didn't used to be there before. So that's going to make for some interesting sections in there just because of the transition and tandeming through there being so tight. Being that it's the last round, we weren't really stressing to get the car looking absolutely perfect, so we still got a couple dings and a couple scratches from the previous rounds. I don't know what's really going to happen at the end of the season or how and when it'll get a full refresh, but we're starting off with stuff on the car, damaged panels in the rear. We're not going to bother putting the rear wing back on. We're going to put the kind of mashed up rear bumper just and have fun with practice. I think my biggest thing that I'm going to work on during practice is setting up the car. I want to drive as much full throttle as I can with this car. I feel like one of the things, looking back at a lot of runs and stuff, I'm too much pedaling it, so I want to set the car up to try to be floored wherever I can. And whenever you're not floored and drifting, that's usually when the people pull away from you. So I'm going to try to have a really aggressive, really just fun practice session. I've been watching a bunch of runs from last year, kind of analyzing things I did that I liked, things that I did that I didn't like. But I'm excited to come into this round, now having a dry sump on the car, having a bigger turbo, having a lot more power to just kind of be able to do what the car needs to do. It's been a minute since I've gotten to drive in the NT555 G2s. The Nittos, once you start getting into the fun zone on pressure, videos don't do it justice, but we are pulling the same G's while drifting in these cars that a lot of grip cars are just grip driving. So it's exciting, it's an adrenaline rush, and it's been a minute, and I'm stoked to get back in the seat. There's a lot of things that I was just kind of felt funky. We're making a couple changes. We're making a gear change. We're putting a sway bar back on the front. The steering feel just feels weird, and it just felt like the car was just not in its ideal power range, and I don't know how to explain it. The car felt like it had too much wheel speed, so we're gearing a little bit slower, and we'll see how it feels. Alright, so I noticed that last time I was on the bank, it felt very strange. Like it had a lot of grip, then not a lot of grip, not a lot of grip, a lot of grip. Mike's going to show you the clip, but I realized my very first lap out there, I flashed onto the front so bad just by slamming up the left foot brake. And I think that's been part of the reason why there's been some weird stuff going on. I've been chasing the setup fixes instead of just looking at the front tire. But we put a fresh new set of NT05s on, and we'll see how it feels now. On that lap, lost a cylinder. It was probably the best car it felt so far. We were a little bit far off on the starting specs of what we would need for this track, and we got the car dialed in. I think it took us like 4 laps. It started feeling better. Still not perfect. Coming off the track, I was down a cylinder, cranked it, sounded like it was not compression and just not like a plug or a spark issue. Johan will show you the spark plug real quick. There's a lot of blow by, which is usually evidence of like ring lens or something. Spark plug ain't looking so hot. I mean, is it worth trying to crank over with no plugs in it to see what it sounds like, or just in case we just had some weird issue and killed the plug?
I mean,
where I'm at right now, we have a spare engine, no tuner, and the spare engine is different to the point where I wouldn't trust running the same tune, and God forbid we have an issue somewhere else in the system. I don't want to risk the other engine that I have. So right now we're just asking around, seeing if there's a car I could rent, because I would rather spend the money and rent a car than waste another JZ, because the one that we have isn't even the same engine as this. It's quite different specs, and it's intended for the E36 for next season. I'm just not, I don't think it would be the move to use it. Wow. Hi. Go ahead. Yep.
Just for fun. No. Oh, we had that.
5 cylinders.
This is yours.
You're about to hear, bud. I lost a cylinder too. Let's go. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no compression.
Zero.
Zip.
So,
brother.
it seems like, Nick, would you agree, based on the plugs, based on how the car felt, based on the fact that it was running a little bit hotter than normal and kind of how it sounded, we had some sort of lean condition. I mean, obviously timing's not going to change, elevation's not different. So I would go ahead and assume that either we had an injector get clogged, maybe a fuel pressure issue. I know my fuel's good. Ignite Red is like super consistent, so I've never had an issue with that. But
Yeah, it just looks like the whole spark plug basically melted down, and when this melted down, it melted down something internal in the engine, basically. So
there's like no more ring left on number 3.
There's nothing.
So the plan, like I explained, I have a spare engine, but I don't have confidence in it being A, close enough to the setup to where the tune would be good, or B, I don't want to risk ruining that engine, not knowing what could have caused this, spend the time overnight, and then like I would rather spend the same amount of money and rent a car that I know that works and I know is set up well for this track and has a solid power plant than spend the same amount of money throwing another 2J in the trash. So that's the current plan. Now we gotta go and ask around and see who's got a car available. All right, so we located another car to rent. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You guys are gonna have to wait to see in the next video, or if you tune into FD, I guess you'll see it qualifying. But it's a bummer. However, I'm still very proud that this engine lasted an entire season. And I think it's just one of those things, like, I don't think we had a catastrophic failure. I know we didn't have any oiling issues, so maybe something just found its way into an injector or some wire shorted out, and unfortunately it can cost you an engine. But I'm stoked that it lasted an entire season, ripping, screaming. I guess I never really mentioned it in this video, but I'll mention it now at the end of this video. This officially was this S15's probably last ever round in Formula Drift. So definitely a sad goodbye for it. It served me well, and I'm still gonna drive the car and I'm still gonna have some fun with it, but not the best way to go out, but it is what it is. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon. It sucks that I can't really give you guys a cool view of the car to where you can really see what it looks like.
The final round of the Link Engine Management Pro 2 Championship. The stands are still full to find out who's going to come out on top. And there it is once again, Adam LZ. A little bit more posture, a little bit more poise there. But Beecham, a good lead run. Doesn't get all the way into that second outer zone. Again, learn from your mistakes. LZ nudges it out of the way into that final outer zone. Goes Trenton Beecham. And there is Adam LZ. A great run from both of these drivers. Ryan, let's look at it again. All right, well, right on, man. Congratulations. Make some noise for Adam LZ. his first time being on the podium. Go ahead and grab your champagne bottles. Keeping the wheels spinning, creating some steam. A lot of water accumulation there, Ryan, going to that last outside zone. The team tapping the brakes, working it, massaging it, and finishing all the way through. Man, right on the razor's edge. Well done there. Yeah!